Welcome back, collective. Let's go ahead and get started with this message. I already know what to say. And the first thing that came to my mind with the cards that I pulled is, why are you blocking your own happiness? What's making you block your own happiness? The reason why I say that, you guys, you have the judgment right here. This is the main energy of the situation. And judgment is all about self awareness. What lessons do we need to learn, right? What roadblocks and obstacles do we keep tripping over and over and over again? This is an energy that allows you to really see things from a perspective of, I need to elevate from this. I need to experience an awakening. But it requires for you to want to receive that energy, and that can be very difficult. But there is this Four of Wands, right? And this Four of Wands is the energy of family. This is the energy of, being in the spirit of celebration, of achievements. And that is actually posing as the blockage for this reading. So, how are you blocking your own happiness? Are you overanalyzing something? Do you feel like maybe you have certain narratives in your mind because of what people have said to you in the past? Is there certain repeated narratives that you're struggling to let go of? Because you have here the Nine of Swords, and this is the outcome card. And the Nine of Swords is all about self imprisonment, and this is about self criticizing imprisonment. Okay, it's not like the Eight of Swords when you don't see a way out. This is where you really push yourself to the lowest of the lowest, and you continue to give yourself a narration that is not yours to begin with. So, how can we let go of that so we can relieve ourselves from blocking our own happiness, our own successes, our own milestones? Even with the Four of Wands, there could be little things that you could be more celebratory about. And right now, everything just seems like it's not good enough. Everything seems like it needs to be better, like you need to do better. Why? Why not just celebrate where you're at? Why not just give yourself a pat on the back right now for what you have achieved? Have you given yourself the recognition that you deserve on the day to day? When you accomplish something in your days, do you give yourself that recognition, or do you just bypass it like it doesn't matter because you have bigger things to achieve? Spirit is saying, why do you block your own happiness? Why are you doing this? Are you aware that you're doing this? Are you aware that you're being so unkind to yourself, that you don't let yourself be seen by you? You don't let yourself be seen by you, whoever resonates to this reading. We are blocking our own happiness by over perfectionism, by over analyzing, over criticizing the things that we do. You have to do better. You should be at this stage and this age. Who cares? Why are you blocking your own happiness? Do you realize that you might be blocking your own happiness by settling for relationships that don't, deserve you, that are not worthy of you? How are you settling? How are you blocking your own happiness? Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and continue, my loves. Let's see. Give me a little bit more on the judgment, which is okay. Okay, so we have, look, Three of Swords, Three of Swords, past wounds, old narratives that keep repeating and repeating and repeating. You get something new and you say, oh, well, this happened to me in the past. This is going to happen again. This is what I need to protect myself from. Protection sometimes actually makes us constricted. It's like the Four of Pentacles, right? So to my audience that know about tarot, right? The Four of Pentacles, what is it? It's where we create this safe zone. It's where we create this level of protection where we don't want to let go of, because this is what I'm familiar with. This is what's going to help me, right? Continue to have my wall up so I don't get hurt, because I don't want to go through the Three of Swords again. So it's like you're closing yourself off to opportunities and possibilities in your life because you don't want to feel a certain pain again. But that pain is actually taking rulership of your current actions, of your current openness to newness in your life. That is really powerful, you guys. Please understand that by continuing to relive the past, and by continuing to remind yourself that you have to protect yourself from something that happened in the past, you're actually blocking yourself from new beginnings. Understand that our past is just that. And when we bring it into our future or into our present moment, it actually becomes a part of the future. Does that make sense? Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's go ahead and keep going. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So this is quite a few cards, but let's take these two that flipped up. Okay, we have Knight of Swords. Oh, I feel like the Knight of Swords right now is telling me you might be seeing things from a very narrow perspective, trying to be logical, trying to accomplish from point A to point B as fast and as strategic as possible. And this card here lacks depth. It is about speed and about focus, but it lacks depth. It lacks the substance. Okay. So when you're too much in your logical mind, which there is quite a bit of swords here. So we are talking about matters of the mind. So when we're too much in the mind, we become a little bit shallow. And what I mean by shallow is we are ignoring our spirit, we are ignoring our intuition, we are ignoring our passions, okay? And we are settling for the goals of the things that make sense. And that is a very shallow way of living your life, okay? And then you have here 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you guys might be very much in this energy of I need to accomplish abundance, I need to be financially stable, right? I need to be able to provide for the people that I care for, that rely on me. So some of you guys might have a huge sense of responsibility, and that's why you're kind of pushing away or not necessarily giving yourself the space to process these, emotional or mental restrictions that you're potentially experiencing, because it's like you have so much on your plate that these little recognitions that you deserve to give yourself on the day to day, so that way things don't feel like a burden, you're not giving yourself that. You're just going. You're just like the Knight of Swords. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I'm time constricted. I have so much to do, right? And Spirit is saying, well, there is a judgment moment here. Okay, you guys, there is a judgment moment here. Again, back to the Judgment card, which is the first card that I got. There is a big judgment moment here that has to happen, because after the judgment, there is completion. There's the world. We close out a chapter that's no longer serving us, that we have outgrown. Okay. And this is a successful thing, right? To understand this doesn't belong to me anymore. I got to shed it. I got to leave it behind. That is success. Right? That is success, but it requires the awakening. It requires the breakthrough. And that's what you guys are going through. How are you blocking your own happiness? Ask yourself that question. Journal about it. Dare yourself to actually respond to yourself about that question. Nobody wants to answer that question. It honestly, some of you guys might feel triggered by me even saying that. Like, what do you mean I'm blocking my own happiness? I'm doing this, that, and the third. I'm not blocking my own happiness. I challenge yourself to really think, how are you blocking your own happiness? Okay. How are you blocking your own happiness? Let's go ahead and move forward to the Four of Wands. Okay. That is the block. Okay. So this is where I get the whole happiness thing, because the Four of Wands is about celebrations. This is about milestones. You guys can't see the card, can you? It's not really focusing, but the Four of Wands is about that, right? This is about accomplishing milestones, about celebration, about sharing it with your loved ones, about really seeing how much you have accomplished and being proud of it. But right now, you don't feel that right now. You don't feel like you should be even able to be proud of yourself at this moment, because there's no time for that. Some of you guys are like, there's no time for that. I got so much to accomplish. I got so much to do. There's so much on my plate. And there is no sense of, damn, I did a good job with that. Like, then if you don't give yourself that pep talk, who else is going to give it to you? No wonder you feel fatigued, exhausted, overwhelmed, because you're not even giving yourself the recognition that you deserve. And that means you're not even considering how much more reward you deserve, because you don't even see how much you're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a little bit on the Four of Wands. For some of you guys, this new Four of Wands can be new normals, things taking a shift. New normals, meaning that sometimes it's challenging, right, to adjust. So that is another thing that's coming up. I don't want to take all these cards, but I'll take these two. Okay, so we have here Three of Wands, you guys. Three of Wands. This is about expansion, about receiving. This is an energy about being open to the new possibilities, to the new opportunities that can come through you. And it's so interesting because tarot is all about a journey, or at least that's how I like to read it. And the tarot shows archetypes of things that happen in your life. And that's how we resonate to the cards, right? And that's what I'm reading to you right now. And with that being said, the Four of Wands is actually the blockage, but the Three of Wands shows up clarifying that blockage, meaning that some of you guys might have to take a little bit of a step back and see all the ships that have sailed to you, all of the new opportunities that you have attracted to yourself, all of the pathways that you have opened due to your due diligence, due to your sense of focus. Like I said, that Ten of Pentacles, that Knight of Swords, those are very focus based cards. And some of you guys might have to take a step back and say, wow, I've actually done quite a bit, that now I have certain things coming in that would allow me to kind of pivot certain directions and allow myself to give me more time, right? And that's something that you should be very much open to. But again, without the judgment moment, that's not going to happen. You're just going to be spiraling in this sense of, I have so much to do. I need to accomplish this. I need to accomplish that. And you're not giving yourself the opportunity to actually let in a balanced life, a happy life, right? And then you have here the Five of Swords. And this is like that competitive spirit. I want you guys to see it. There we go. This is the competitive spirit. This is the spirit that I have to do this at all costs. So there's an edge to your swords in this reading. And the edge to the swords is that there is a high sense of competition that you are feeling. And this could be you being very strict and hard on yourself. This could be that you're just very much a person that is all about completion, all about showing up in the best way possible to the world. But Spirit is saying, how are you showing up to you? Is this all worth it in the end? If you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling like you don't have time for yourself, if you're feeling like you're not fulfilled, is this even worth it? Is the gain even worth it? How much are you willing to sacrifice in order to gain something that you don't even know what it looks like at this point, because you're not even being connected to your own passions? You're not even being connected to your own desires. You're not prioritizing that, because you're prioritizing obviously the responsibilities, which is something that you do have to do. But Spirit is saying, how can you find a balance? How can you find a balance so you can also honor yourself? Because without honoring yourself, then what are you really doing? If you are the force of your life and you're doing all of these things to accomplish all of these things, then you deserve to be honored. You deserve to be rewarded. You deserve to feel like you are a priority in your own life. Okay. Wow. What a message. And then we're going to now move forward to the Nine of Swords, which is actually the outcome. And what I love about tarot is that tarot shows you the situation. Then it's up to you. The destiny is in your hands. You have free will, and it's up to you on how you want to handle this message. So let me know so far what part of the reading has resonated with you, if anything at all. But I'm going to go ahead and keep moving forward, because I'm feeling the energy very strongly towards this Nine of Swords, because it's a very frustrating energy, the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I already have one. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles. This is tied to your material success, okay? Some of you guys, without material success, you feel like you have no accomplishment, no worth, no goodness to you. I'm sorry that the cards are not being focused, but without the sense of physical success, it could feel like you are not doing enough. And Spirit is saying physical success will come to you. The material success is there because you are dedicated. You are focusing on these things. However, if you don't have the peace, the happiness, right? The emotional nurturing that you deserve, that financial or physical success that you're looking for can only be a temporary fix to your urge of receiving what it is that you need, because you're not necessarily understanding what your spirit is craving, meaning that receiving money, receiving the promotion, receiving spontaneous wealth, or receiving the recognition that you feel you deserve, or the payout that you feel you deserve, because we're talking about the Nine of Pentacles. If you don't take care of the emotional side of you, the mental side of you, this is only going to satisfy you for a certain amount of time until you want even more. That's the problem when we don't have a holistic way of treating ourselves, meaning, yes, again, showing up for the responsibilities, but also nurturing our spirit, our mind, our desires. Where is it that you're stretching yourself so much? Where is it that you're sacrificing your own happiness to make something happen? These are questions that you got to ask yourself, because once you receive the promotion, whatever it is that you want with that Nine of Pentacles, because it's showing that it will come to you. But if you don't take care of that mental health, then you're not going to reap this reward the way that it deserves to be reaped. You're going to feel like you need to do more, and you're going to go back to the cycle. Excuse me. You're going to go back to the cycle of stretching yourself, of overworking yourself, of putting everything before your own desires, before your own happiness. Okay. And then we also have your Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. This is the perfect card to say you got to slow down. You got to kind of like enjoy the fruits of your own labor. You got to make sure that you are aware that you already have what it is that you need in order to get to where you need to go, or to get to where you feel you need to be at. It's already yours. But the Queen of Pentacles challenges you to see things from a different perspective and to be a little bit more passive, right? So some of you guys need to really work on being passive, being in the energy of stillness and enjoying what you have built. That is the message with the Queen of Pentacles. She enjoys her garden. She enjoys her connection to her resources, and she knows when to take a pause. And that is very important for you here, because if not, like I said, you're going to go right back to trying to accomplish something new, something blah, blah, blah. You're going to go right back to that. And that's why the judgment is so important in this reading, because you have to break out of that illusion. Okay. You have to break out of that illusion to complete the cycle, because if not, you're going to find yourself in this energy of being in the go, go, go. I got to accomplish, and nothing is ever good enough. And that is a part of sacrificing your own happiness. Okay. And then we have here the Tower. See, something has to break, something has to give. That is what is showing up here. And the Tower is when things have been built in an unstable foundation to begin with, and they need to be reevaluated. That foundation needs to be restructured. It needs to be rebuilt, that tower. Okay. And the beautiful thing about the Tower is it gives you a clean slate. Okay. So when you see the cracks in certain things in your life, let's say if you experience certain difficulties, when you experience certain things that you feel could be beyond repair, don't even waste your time repairing it. Allow your spirit to guide you with discernment to what those things or areas in your life are. So that way you are able to harness your energy, take it away from things that don't deserve your attention, and put it towards things that actually do deserve your attention and that will be for your highest and greatest good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one last card, and let's just go ahead and wrap up the reading. So we have here the High Priestess, you guys. Oh my gosh. I wish you could see it. There we go. The High Priestess. Oh my God. So what I love about the High Priestess is because I just talked about being in stillness, okay? And that is something really important for you in this reading, to be in stillness, to allow yourself to listen to your intuition and to calm the mind, so that way your spirit can lead you to where you need to be, okay? So how are you sacrificing your own happiness? Ask yourself that question without shame or guilt. And with that being said, let me know if this reading resonated with you, and if it did, drop me a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.